And we are back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be bringing you episode 2 of Queen Charge, Queen Walk. In today's video, we're going to be talking about where is a safe place to walk, where is it unsafe to walk, where you have to turn your walk into a charge, and what the reason is. So sit back, buckle up, stay tuned, and enjoy the show. Okay, so here we are. This is a piece of my Town Hall 13 base. We're going to talk about what's safe and what's not safe. If you're walking from 9 o'clock down to 6, would you be able to make that walk or not, and why? So we already talked about in episode 1 how you would funnel if you'd want to walk from 9 all the way down to 9 to 6. So we're not gonna get into that over here. But let's talk about where it's safe to walk. In order to know where it's safe to walk, you have to know what the range of the queen is, how far she can hit. So if you count tiles, the queen, let's zoom all the way in. The queen is, if she's standing right up against the wall, she could reach, of course, right here. This is tile number 1. Let's make this a little bolder. That's tile number 1. That's tile number 2, tile number 3, tile number 4, and tile number 5. That is what the queen could reach. So if you look at this right here, she could reach the cannon, she could reach this, she could reach this cannon. She can't reach anything that's behind the wall. Anything that's behind the wall she can't reach. So let's now zoom back out and now talk about this. So your queen, we already funneled this side over here. Your queen is over here and she's walking down that way. So she can hit this no problem. She can hit this no problem. So here's the first structure that she comes to which she can't hit. So what you have to know is, you have to know, well, could that thing hit my queen? Well, yeah, it could hit your queen, but you're not really worried about your queen. Your queen's got healers on her. She's fine. Well, at least for the meantime, she's fine until you got too many defenses on her. The question is, could this reach your healer? The answer is sort of yes, sort of no. The range of the wizard tower is just beyond the wall. So the healers would not be hugging the wall. So you would be able to walk past the wizard tower. But now let's look at the next thing. Let's look at the next defense coming up. So we have this cannon, no problem. This she can't reach, but that's no problem. This she can reach, no problem. The archer tower, she cannot reach the archer tower. But look at the range of the archer tower. The archer tower has a range of 9 tiles. So you have to make sure that if you want to walk from 9 o'clock down towards 6, you have to have some way of addressing that archer tower. So if I wanted to charge into the base, I would walk from 9 o'clock until this point over here, and then at that point, then I would wall break over here, and then, the next step. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about the next step. Let's assume that I wall broke in. Let's assume that I got in there. Everything's fine. I watched video episode 1. I made my secondary funnel, and everything is good. And now I'm in the base. So now my queen is standing over here, and now I can get this archer tower. Well, what's the next step? The next step is, my queen safe now, or is she not safe? The queen is not an issue because the queen will come closer to your queen. They'll aggro onto each other and they'll sit there and start playing their games together. But now let's look a little bit further down the line. You got this AD over here. Now, if you start counting the tiles, if the queen is standing over here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The queen could reach all the way up until here. This is the line that the queen could reach. The queen cannot reach that AD. But if you look at the range of the AD, let's tap on that AD. The AD could reach the queen, so your healers would be toast. So now you know that if you are going to walk in over there, if you are unable to address getting through both of those walls, the first wall and the second wall, you know that you're going to have a problem for your healers. What else? I think that's it. Over here. Let's now talk about spell placement. Putting the spells on the queen just to keep her safe. So let's switch over, look at an attack, and we'll be right back in 2 and 2. Okay, so now we're going to talk about spell placement. Spell placement, when to do it and where to do it. When I say by we're, I mean we're on the queen. And when I say on the queen, I mean on the queen and not just on the healers. See, a lot of people, everybody knows that, you're going to want to use the rages, to keep your healers strong and pump that healing juice into the queen and wake her back up. Everybody knows that. I got to get the queen healed. But, you always want to try and look in this game. You always want to get double damage. If you're dropping a rage for your healers, don't just drop her for your healers. Drop her for your healers and for your queen. Get your queen in there. Keep those healers in there as long as possible. When you're using spells, when you're using heal spells for hogs, for miners, keep a heal spell in a place where the miners and hogs are going to be for the longest period of time. Get the most use out of your spells. You're going to drop a poison spell, drop it as the troops are coming towards you. These are all things that you have to get used to doing, and these are all things that are going to turn your your high 2 stars into triples. So let's watch this. Watch the spells. We're going to watch it very, very slow. We're going to zoom in. The queen's going to start over here. I wanted her to walk up, so I did a little bit of fancy funneling on this. And I know the base is not fully developed, but this was the base. Nobody wanted to touch this base, so this is the base that I had to hit in the war. Now, if you look here, look at how many things are shooting at my queen. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 defenses. 4 defenses is the maximum amount you want to be hitting your queen at once. You want to be, as soon as you start, getting into a situation like that, drop that rage. So now watch where I drop the rage. Let's play it out. The rage is dropped. Now watch how long the queen, and notice the queen is in the rage, the healers are in the rage, everybody's in the rage. You want the healers to be in there the longest, but you also want, you want the queen to try and get as much of that rage as possible. So we did get the wall break. Watch the next heal. Watch the next rage. This is all going to be just watch the spell placement. Watch where I put the spells. Now there's other people, aka Will, who says that the rage should even be a little further in advance of the queen. Like not even that it's in that. See, watch again. See, look how much of this rage I'm getting. I'm making use of the rage with my queen. I'm making use of the rage with my healers. And she's going to be in that for even a little bit of time as she steps up. So watch her go. She's going to take out the eagle while she's under rage. That eagle, it would take a lot, not a lot, but it would take much more shots for it to come down. Many more shots for it to come down. And now we continue. Watch the poison. The poison's about to be dropped. Watch the placement of the poison. The poison goes down as the troops are coming. Well, sometimes not. With witches, sometimes it's different. But you see, if I know that the poison is going to be just for these ice golems, drop the poison. Have them sitting in the poison. They can't be touching your queen. But look at all this. They're getting all that poison effect is going into them right away. So get those poisons down. Leave them in the poisons the longest period possible. Let's move on. Let's look at. We have one more rage spell to use, and maybe I'll try to focus in on these heal spells also. We'll see if I did a good job on the heal spells. Troops are moving through. I did. Did I yellow this a little bit? I'm not sure. Heal spells down. Look at all that time that they're spending in this heal spell. All the troops, everything that I'm getting from the heal spell. I knew that I'd even get my healers in the heal spell afterwards. Also, get them healed up after they were targeted. Use the Warden ability. Got everybody in that Warden ability. And now for that last rage spell, it's going to be my queen to get her through this wall and take down that town hall. Make sure that she's staying in there. She's in there. The healer's in there. Everybody's in there. And that is what you have to start looking. Try to get maximum usage out of your spells. Get the maximum usage out of your heal spells. The maximum usage out of your rage spells, your poison spells, your freeze spells. If you got to freeze a single target inferno, freeze the defense next to it also. If you can, do it. Always try to get the most you can out of these spells. That's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next video, I'll try and do in the next video, I'm going to take a live attack and we'll go through it as I'm taking the attack, and I'll try to talk out everything that I did. But the only other thing we have to talk about is wall breaking. I don't have a wall breaking video yet. I will try to get one out as soon as possible. But if you are looking for a wall breaking video, the best one I've ever seen is a video from Bisectatron that he put out about 2-3 years ago. I'll try to link it in the description. And that's it. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And until the next video, have a great day.